So we're now at the animation stage. Well, we've actually been at animation stage for quite a while because it's probably the longer phase of the production. And in terms of animation, there are 4 people involved on 850. First is, of course, Yuri, who's an animator to start with, who's been handling the biggest chunk of the animation. There's also Vegard, who's the technical director of the project and who's the rigging specialist, who's also a specialist in Messiah. There's Michael, who's a character animator from Belgium. And finally, there's Mette, who's an animator from Denmark. When there's discussions about animation and retakes and so forth, Yuri is mostly using Skype to give his feedback.
Definitely going to be awesome.
Alright, let's go and get Vegard. Basically he said just look for hairy Norwegian that looks slightly confused. So, you know, that should be easy.
So this is Vegard, this is the maestro, the Messiah maestro. I'm repeating myself.
You could just be there, so probably. That's on the other side. I do the rigging of the characters, and I also make little program snippets and stuff, and try to make Messiah work in the way that helps us make the various effects and rigs and things we need. Rigging is the process of putting like a skeleton and muscle system and controls inside the character, and that's what the animators use to move it around with.
But I'm a very impatient guy and I always want to use the fastest way to results, and I was figuring out a way to control the facials of a character without pushing too many buttons. And the moment I talked about this with Vegard, it's like he just pulled up a ladder, you know. So for him it's with his programming skills and the way to combine the artistic with the technical led to the way that we now have a very special system.
What? When you left click and drag, you get the sort of basic Maui positions, and you can do sort of quite a lot of the lip syncing with that. You can say night.
It's kind of technical, but also it's good to have artistic sort of knowledge, because you need to know how the body works a little bit, so it's a little bit anatomy. It's good to know how to animate, because then you know how you use it.
We never met until today, so it's like since 2007.
Yeah, roughly.
I thought he was a little smaller.
I just imagined you'd be some kind of mixture of all the characters that I'd seen you make. I think mostly I hope to like learn a little bit about how Yuri worked and how he worked so fast. I couldn't figure it out.
Chosen to really put almost all the attention on the character. In a way, the teaser was a kind of a test to see if he was as interesting to lead a film, and I was very excited when I saw the reactions on the teaser. Even though he's created, you know, he needs to be a person. In this case, since we're a bit in comedy, he's a bit of an extreme of a person. He is a guy who wants to be something, and even though it looks like he has the right stuff, it's not as easy as you would think. So he overacts, and as an animator, for us it's great to play with, because you play with extremes, and then I go into choices of animation. When he's very energetic, where he's really believing in his role, I really go from one strong pose to the other, and I break the pose-to-pose animation with stuff coming afterwards, like his chainmail and his skirt and whatever, to make it more interesting. In this case, he's super scared, so his behavior is almost realistic. So here I changed the style of animation to more sort of a real animation. It's less pose-to-pose, you feel the person alive. The tool that we use for 850 meters is Messiah Studio. And personally, I've been working with Messiah Studio forever. I mean, ever since I got into 3D animation. This software is so fast and so easy to work with once you get to know it, that it allows you to be very creative and you don't get caught too much in the technical. So Michael, I'm gonna jump right to it.
Yeah.
From here I think you could jump immediately to your second pose.
The second one, okay.
And you can stay a bit longer here, because the pose itself, he looks stupid, and that's great, you know, his pose is great. We'll have a little more time to enjoy this pose.
Yeah.
Because he's figuring something out in his head and it takes a while before his euro hits the ground, so... And then to this, and this is great. Life is not always how you would imagine it to be, and if you plan something for the future, as like we tried with this movie, you plan certain stuff but you're not aware of what's to come, and we had some bad luck. Michael fell out with an injury. He has a famous computer injury, tendonitis in his wrist, and he's completely out for now. He really has to rest for a couple of months. We miss him, but we have to continue. At the same time, Mette is doing all that she can to help out, but due to her day job taking a lot of time, she's doing much less than she would love to do. So the deadline is pushed a little bit, because I have to tackle the animation in the early mornings, late evenings, or in the weekends. And it's not always as easy, but we're doing good, we're going forward. In the end, what we want to make is a good movie. If it takes a bit longer, so be it. I don't think anybody will be angry at us in the end if the movie is doing good. If the movie sucks, big time, after all this fuss for the last couple of years, then people will be pissed. I don't want that. I want to be friends with the world.
Well, it's about 16. There's a friend that gave me a CD. It was some 3D programs on it, and he said, "Oh, it's cooler than Photoshop. You should check it out."
I am animating the secret part of the film. It's really, really exciting. And I'm not allowed to say much about it, but it's gonna be nice.